Hey everybody, welcome to the Fine Flash podcast. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Gambit. As always, I'm joined by my co-host,
Emilio.
That's right, or Hentai Guy, as we've come to know him since, what was it, episode 1?
Yep.
Yeah, that was news to me. But it fits, because I do know you.
Hey, I mean,
I know you a little too well.
Hey, you're just the same as me. You just don't realize it yet.
Oh no, I'm the same. I'm just not as public about the hentai-ness.
I just say
At
screw
least,
it.
at least not on like public forums and stuff.
I just say screw it at this point. What does it matter?
Yeah, that's true. First and foremost, Blood by Design. Want to give a shout out. Thanks for always providing the music. Love it. And I believe we had a new follower.
Oh, we did.
Yes, we have a new follower. Our 21st follower. So, thank you for always supporting. Bones Beloved is his name. And we do appreciate all the support you guys give us. As always, if you like what you hear, like what you see, join us. It's always casual anime talk every Saturday, 8 p.m. right here on Twitch.
Yeah, we'll definitely be watching anime along with y'all. And as I got here, this guy was watching MASH.
Yeah,
Today.
I was washing.
We're already starting
It's
off.
already started.
It's already started.
I was watching Mashal.
We're professionals.
Oh yeah, for sure. You could tell we've done this our whole lives. But yeah. I usually don't like to watch week to week, but I figured why not?
Right.
Because I keep seeing like TikToks and various other clips, so figured I'd give it a try. And I already knew I was gonna like it just from the clips, but yeah, it's hilarious.
I gotta say, I didn't think I saw you laugh as hard as like the broom scene from episode 3.
Just stomping on the ground with pure muscle,
just to make the broom hop.
Fly. Definitely took some pages from Harry Potter.
Oh no, this is like
it's like the abridged. Yeah, it's the abridged version of Harry Potter.
Like they're saying it's basically Harry Potter without saying this is Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, the Dumbledore figure, it clear as day, just looks like Dumbledore.
I mean, it's practically Hogwarts. It's in the middle of an island.
Mm-hmm.
You got houses.
It is fun though. It's hilarious to watch. If you're a Harry Potter fan of any sort, I recommend watching it. It's not going to be Harry Potter, obviously.
Oh, like we focus very little on the magic aspect.
Yeah, it's a funny type of version of Harry Potter, and it's enjoyable.
Oh yeah,
it's 3 episodes in.
It is a pure just comedy show, and you're gonna laugh. There's not a moment where I don't think by the time I got here, almost every episode had something that was something funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was just so great. I love it, and I like I said, I've been reading the manga for a while, so I was excited for the anime, and just to see that it's actually keeping up with the manga pace by pace, and we're not rushing it. I love it.
Yeah. Speaking of keeping up with the manga, what did you think of Oshinoko episode 2?
I like it. We're not. It's. I was worried because it's like the worry I have with most anime, especially shorter seasoned anime like this one, which I think High Dive said confirmed 11, 12 episodes. So I was more worried about them really fast pacing it to get to like some of the more exciting stuff in the manga. But no, they're actually gonna. No, we're slow pacing this. We gave an hour and a half long episode. We understand that this is going to be a slow pace type show, and we're going to let the build up do its job.
Oh, for sure.
And that is 100. Like, I think one of my biggest complaints was like from Seven Deadly Sins. They just didn't take time to just stop and just let the voice actors work.
Yeah, true.
Like, my biggest gripe always from the Seven Deadly Sins is like when we get the Escanor versus what is his name? One of Meliodas' brothers. What is it?
Oh, the one who wasn't really his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
Yeah, I want to say it's like Dress something, but I know that's not correct.
I mean, it might be. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, but when he's facing him, and like we're talking about how he gets stronger to, like when I read the manga, it sounded more like. You stomped out my flame, and then it was like a pause. Who decided that? And then the next line was something else. Who decided that? And I was like, they did not elongate that. They didn't let the voice actor cook with those lines.
Mm-hmm.
It was, in my mind, it like the whole scene should have just been this slow pace, like I'm suddenly building up. I am getting stronger. And in the end, we just got a rushed line like that. And I just didn't love that. I was like, why was that so rushed? That could have been a very like intense, epic moment that just had no build up at all. I was like, and it could have been so much more better. We could have said the lines separately by separate and then just let it go off with each set and then do like each animation of the sun slowly eating up the darkness and different shots like that, and they just rushed through it. And that was like the biggest main gripe for the Seven Deadly Sins. Even when you had Escanor versus Meliodas, they didn't even animate it. Let's just start there. And like they were just straight up still frames completely. And I expect a lot better from a show that's got, you know, multiple seasons. And we didn't even pace out the fight in any way.
Yeah.
Which was like the whole point of, you know, hey, we're getting this animated fight. Let's make it something so epic and grand scale like, you know, most other animes do. And we just didn't do that.
Right, and that's without even arguing about the fact that they switched up studios after season 1, and you get this horrible animation quality that continues throughout the entire series.
Like, and I can even understand it because I understand some animation takes a while. We've seen that. We've seen drops in anime quality, especially with back-to-back seasons, which is why now we have, luckily, you know, like My Hero, it takes a whole year off before we get another season. Which, thank you for that.
Yeah.
You guys deserve a whole year off. You need time to cook with this animation. Yep. And with Seven Deadly Sins, it just they had some time, but they didn't really do anything with it.
Right, they didn't utilize it the way they should have.
Exactly. And like I'm like, well, where is like all this epicness that I've read from the manga that I've been waiting to see to animation wise, and I just didn't see it. And I understand there's problems and we had studio switches, but I mean that's no excuse for the lack of quality that we got for the anime. And don't get me wrong, I still love the Seven Deadly Sins, but it is truly like one of the worst dips that I've seen from a first season to future season show.
Yeah, especially for it coming from a business like Netflix.
Yes.
Like a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and you couldn't spend the extra money to make sure this came out at least decently.
Exactly. And I mean, like, let's look at it from Record of Ragnarok. Record of Ragnarok Season 1, I did not expect good animation from it. I expected still frame stuff like that. So when I finished the anime, I was like, okay, that was a decent anime. That was I was actually pretty all right. And I understand everybody's gripes with the first season of that show, like the lack of animation, the still frames, and like not very much actiony sequences.
Right.
But then when you compare that to the second season, where there was an obvious bump in budget and a lot more time to work with the anime, I'm just like, okay, well, how did we go from season 1 to season 2, and then we look at Seven Deadly Sins, and we just got drop in quality?
Right. It's just it goes downhill. Like that's the wrong way you want to go.
Yeah, we should always be striving for better, you know. So I'm just amazed by that.
Yeah. Evolving Carnage says the animation killed it for him. Yeah, dude. It's unfortunate, but it happens sometimes.
It's sad to see, and like as I said, there's no excuse. They had time, and they could have at least, you know, tried to make it better. I'm kind of hoping like the DVD Blu-rays, you know, studios tend to like fix the animation problems with that. But the thing is, with even the animation fixes, I still think they rush scenes and stuff like that that'll not make it as good as it should be.
Right.
And so I love Oshinokoi because it's pacing itself out. We're building something. There's something slowly being built here. There's going to be time to look into the characters and then the major plot of the story.
Yep.
So I appreciate shows that hit hard and then take their time to build later, because I know they can hit hard. And as long as they keep the same ball rolling like we're going now and don't drop it, we'll be a-okay on that front.
Yeah. I'm very story driven.
Yes.
I've always been story driven. Which also has its downfall as well. For instance, One Piece, one of the best character developing, world building series that there is.
If we're talking about like top tier of like anime should follow, that's right there.
Oh yeah, but its downfall is that a lot of people, they want the action. Especially a bunch of the newer anime watchers, a bunch of the newer generations, they want action first.
Yeah,
and they don't really care about world building, story building. I want to connect to characters.
Yeah. And I that's why it's like it's hard to recommend like pushing One Piece very early on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you got to get used to anime first, and then like develop your taste, and then go to One Piece and see what you think of it from there. Because especially, I will say like, what's gonna tell you if you like One Piece is when you get to the Arlong Park arc.
Yeah.
It's after Arlong Park. If you just really don't like it after that, I can't tell you, because that's the formula for One Piece at that. That's their big build up right there and their payoff.
Yeah, but Arlong Park is already what, like 60 episodes in?
Something like that.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, while we get the character building, it's Arlong Park is like the payoff for all that. And then we get to the more major arcs beyond that point.
Yeah.
Even Skypiea. I'm not a person who hated Skypiea. I actually enjoyed
it. I loved it. It gets so much hate everywhere. People are always, I even like on forums, public forums, people are always saying skip Skypiea. You won't miss anything.
No,
that's not true. You miss stuff.
You miss stuff.
Like, and it's not a bad arc.
You know,
I don't know why people hate it.
You want to know what arc I think is the worst? I think Thriller Bark is the worst.
Thriller Bark.
It is so long.
It's pretty long.
It is, and it deviates hard sometimes. And like you could get bored with like in between from like the big major scenes. But other than that, I still think it's a fairly alright arc. But if you ask me what's the worst, it is Thriller Bark by the long shot. Compared to some of the other ones.
Yeah, okay. If we're talking like major arcs, I agree. If we're talking like every arc, like even the little sub arcs, I don't like the Foxy Pirates arc.
Oh, yes.
That annoys the hell out of me.
I always forget about the Foxy Pirate arc.
Because it's so small. It's like, what, 15, 20 episodes? But it's so annoying.
You know, what's funny is...
Especially watching it the second time around.
People, for some reason, love the Afro Luffy in that.
I love Afro Luffy.
I love Afro Luffy.
With the boxing gloves and everything, yes, I love that. I don't like the rest of the arc. That is the one redeeming quality of that arc.
Yeah, no, like, but...
It's Luffy with an afro and boxing gloves.
Okay, Arlong Park is 31 to 45 according to Crunchyroll.
Okay,
so
that
not
could
too
be
bad.
Correct, yeah. I was off, but...
You were like double it what you were at.
Yeah.
Because you're like 60.
Yeah.
But still, that's not the worst.
It's not necessarily horrible, no. I mean, I watched 21 episodes or 28 episodes of
you want an
Twin
anime
Star before I gave up on it.
Yeah, and you want to know one anime that I have a hard time getting people to watch is Hitman Reborn. That one takes a while to build up. We got to go like 25 episodes before we get to like the major plot stuff of like, because at first it's very comedy driven, and then it turns into an action series. It follows the old formula of...
All right.
I fucked up old real quick. But yeah, it follows the old formula of like starting off animes as like comedy type shows and mangas, and then doing a hard right turn and either switching it to a real dark story or a real action driven story. So that Hitman Reborn was one that was really hard to get into, but it is really good once it starts.
All right, and that's one I've started that I have not finished. Man, it's been a while since I've actually seen it.
Yeah, no, and I love Hitman Reborn. I love the openings for that show too. If I can ever get a good group amount of people to watch that, I would be happy. But I understand that it's not going to be easy.
Yeah,
because that one's it's an old one and it's also very hard to get into. But I understand it. The build-up is a while.
Yeah. Now, oh man, Hitman Reborn. That was the little baby was like the main side character, right?
Yeah, he's like
the mafia boss.
He's the poster child for the whole. Yeah, he's like a mafia type boss type thing.
Yeah. See, I remember some things from it. I just don't remember the entire. It's been a while.
It's been a while
since I've seen it. But man, what else are we gonna talk about?
Well, I know our main subject today is dubs versus subs, but eventually I assume we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that here shortly.
Because I don't think we mentioned it right off the top.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, episode 5, sub versus dub. There we go.
But for animes that pace themselves out, what do you think what anime do you truly think, besides One Piece, truly like does pacing the best?
As far as new goes, Oshinoko
Yeah,
is definitely doing this job, at least for right now. I
Mhm.
mean, we're still only on episode 2, with episode 3 being 4 days away or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing a good job right now.
Yeah.
It hasn't tried to rush anything. It hasn't tried to compress certain scenes in the anime. It lets it flow, and I really enjoy that.
You know what's funny about me and Danny here? Like we could have there was a time where we haven't met up for like a year, and we somehow were reading and watching the exact same anime and manga because our tastes are just too similar.
It's true. It's kind of creepy.
I'm like, hey, have you read? Like, I was like, hey, you read this? He goes, yeah, I'm already caught up. I'm like, is there anything you haven't read that I haven't read? He's like, I don't know. Literally, we're just looking at our phones. Like, have you read this? Yeah. Well, damn.
It happens, man. Great minds think alike.
Oh yeah, great minds think alike.
But dumb minds think alike too. So
Oh yeah, that's why
we might be there.
Also, one of our great personality quirks. We both have this. We pick up habits of other people.
Oh, I do. Like
we picked up a stutter after high school because we had a friend who had a real bad stutter, and we somehow developed the stutter for like a few years because we took a while before that went away.
Yeah. There was a moment where me and said friend were like inseparable. Like, we were always hanging out, and I caught the damn stutter. Like, I could not stop. It wasn't a joke. I wasn't like imitating him. I developed the stutter.
I remember.
And certain laughs from people.
Oh yes.
I will develop that laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gotten so bad to the point where I don't remember what my real laugh sounds like. Like the laugh you hear now,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's me. I've just constantly adopted other laughs and other quirks from other people. I don't know why.
I'm the same. I don't even know if my laugh currently is the same laugh I'll have 2 years from now because I'll pick up somebody else's laugh and then and develop it into my own. Like I also pick up people's like tics, you know, like popping or like rubbing certain parts of their body. Just like I pick up their comfort and I'm like, why am I doing that? I don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, that could be, a factor in why we usually have the same reading taste.
It's funny. I think it's just we just sync up somehow. So just mentally.
Yeah. It's definitely weird. Recently, this is kind of an older one, but the season 2 just finished up on it. But recently, I started watching To Your Eternity. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I have not watched any of it, but I hear nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a sad anime. Like you'll get in your feels real quick, and like even from episode 1, they're trying to make you sad from episode 1. It's almost like they're doing it deliberately. But you can't be sad, right? Like I didn't feel sad, even though there was sad scenes in the first 5-10 episodes, because there wasn't enough story delivered to me to help me connect with these characters that are.
You're right. It invokes an emotion, but you're just not like deep in it yet.
It's definitely sad, but it's not sad enough to where it'll make me tear. Until the end, closer to the end of the season. Then tears were rolling, eyes were watering, tears were rolling. There was a catch in my throat.
Yep.
Just yeah, man.
Like the SpongeBob meme. I am a man.
Yeah. But I'm on season 2 right now, and I'm only a couple episodes in, but I can already tell it's going to be an amazing season. I know it finished up. Oh, I think it was a 2022 fall season anime.
Yeah,
so it finished up not too long ago.
Yeah, because they finished it last year, I think, and then they're picking up again this year, right? Yeah, so I know they're continuing it. I know it's not completely done yet. What I've watched recently was the new series on Crunchyroll. I don't want to butcher the name because I know it's an isekai show, so it took me a sec to like be like, all right, is this actually going to be good? I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world.
Yeah. It's like they're sticking with the theme of extremely long titles like they did back then.
Yeah, I was like,
it might make a comeback.
Yeah, no, I watched that one recently. It's only 3 episodes. I don't know what day it comes out. But it's all right so far. I don't got any major complaints about it. I'm like not super like into it quite yet, but it's actually pretty all right. The first episode was just like real trippy for me because they do a lot of really close shots on faces for like a majority of the first episode until he finds the door to the other world, and then they kind of go wider shots. But like once he goes back to the human world, it goes back to a lot of close-ups, and they just really want you to focus on the face and the eyes a bit of the main character, because that's what kind of helps another character recognize him is by his eyes.
Right.
So they definitely put a lot of effort into close-ups and really making sure that the animation quality was really good for that. So I appreciate that. And then episode 2, when he went back to the other world, they hit with a hard CG, and it was so hard, like you could tell.
Was that the one of the like that demon monster? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know for sure. I mean, you said demon monster, and that's like
okay. It's new, and it might be that one. It's got like the pig face with the horns, and it's just horrible CG. Although I think it's meant to be. I can't tell you the name right off the bat because I don't remember.
Yeah,
but it's new. But you said horrible CG, and
yeah, it was. I don't know if it's a like purposeful choice or not, or if they were just doing it to save money on the animation quality because they went really hard on the action scenes and they were like, we need to do this 3D, but it was really hard 3D, and I was just like, ooh, ouch, that hurts my eyes a bit because we went straight 2D right into 3D, and 3D was real hard. So I was like, okay, let's not go that hard again, because it's like a whiplash. You just like it just changes so quick. But for what I could tell, the story seems alright, and I hopefully we get some real good payoff here soon from it. But so far, it's something if people are interested, can check it out.
Right. Sounds cool. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Eventually, I gotta let it get a couple episodes in.
Yeah, that's what I was doing for some of these shows. Like, I know the one that everybody's watching, the big romance besides Love is War. Yamada-kun level 99 or 999.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know that's another one that everybody's really enjoying right now, but I haven't seen anything of it. I don't think if there is a manga, I haven't even read that one either. Yeah. So I'll be going into it completely blind, but I wanted to get a few more episodes before I make that journey.
Sounds cool. Man, dude, I completely just went blank. I was listening to you talk about it, and now I'm blank. Oh, man.
You just forget what anime you were watching?
I did. Damn it, dude. Oh, this happens way too often on the show.
Oh, yeah. No, like, I think, again, like, we have undiagnosed ADHD, because we just instantly forget stuff. Like, stuff we know right off the top of our head.
And I know what I'm going to talk about, and then I'm listening to you talk about it.
And then you're just like, pretty butterflies. And then it's gone.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. It sucks sometimes. It only happens when I'm around you, though. That's the only time it happens.
I'm special?
No, you're the one to blame.
I tried.
Yeah. Anyways, without further ado, I guess we can just jump into the sub versus dub debate.
Oh, sure. Why not? I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay, so sub versus dub. It's nothing new. People have argued about it way before we have, and they will continue to debate way after we've already done it today. It's just going to be an argument that's always there.
Yeah, no, because I would say most hardcore anime fans will say you can't watch anything but the sub. And then most newcomers will say, well, I like the dub because I can clean the house and do this and that and still watch the anime and enjoy it. And there's arguments to be made for both. And as for me and you, we don't stand hardcore on like one side of the fence or the other.
Oh no.
But I know if I had to say, I prefer to watch stuff more subbed than I do dubbed.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with dubbed. I'll watch some anime dubbed because I don't have a problem with it. But like most stuff, I would say I would like to watch subbed. Like when I go to like the One Piece movies, I know I'm going to be watching it dubbed because everybody else I'm around usually likes to watch anime dubbed.
See, and I don't do that. When I go, like when we went to go see Red,
Mm-hmm.
when it was in theaters not too long ago. I saw subbed. I ditched people who were going to watch it in dub just because I don't want to watch it in dub.
Yeah.
I don't like it in dub. I like it in sub.
Yeah. No.
Now, Dragon Ball Z, if you try to get me to watch it in sub, it's not going to happen because I prefer dub.
Yeah, and I
There's
think.
certain shows I prefer dub.
Oh yeah, we grew up with SpongeBob.
SpongeBob came out when I was in elementary at some point.
It had to have.
Yeah, it was. I was in elementary when it came out.
Yeah, I think you and your girlfriend even just recently watched like the whole almost the whole series again, haven't y'all?
Oh yeah, we love that show. We're constantly quoting the show, so
So yeah,
it's
I haven't
always-
religiously as watched it as much as they have, but I grew up with SpongeBob.
yeah. She has almost all the seasons, I believe. So every now and then we'll pop them in and we'll just watch them.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But as for subbed and dubbed, like you said, Dragon Ball, I could not watch when Super was coming out. I could not watch it at first because the sub was just so jarring to me
Mm-hmm.
compared to Goku's voice.
Right.
Because Goku's voice here in the U.S., it's very much more deep and much more gritty, is what I would say,
Mm-hmm.
compared to the sub voice, which is much more higher and I would screechy, I guess is the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
For the screams is what they used it for.
Yeah.
But I think it had more to do with the more childlike aspect of Goku is why they used that type of voice. But it was still so jarring to me. It took me a minute before I got used to it.
Yeah. Evolving Carnage says, so if you were to listen to it in another language, it would sound funny to the American ear. And that's true. I actually have heard SpongeBob in Japanese.
You have?
Yes, I've seen some clips. I haven't like watched full episodes, but I've seen clips. And it's extremely weird. It's I guess it's just because it's what we're used to in the end.
No,
It's
no.
all about what you're used to.
Yeah, it's why Seraph said. I'm sure we all grew up on that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that has a 90% to do with what Dragon Ball was at the time
Oh,
before Super came out. We just got used to those voice
yeah.
actors
Mhm.
and those types of voices, and so like switching from that to subbed is what really did it.
Yeah. Now my problem with subbed currently nowadays is there's not a whole lot of diversity when it
Yeah.
comes to voices. We have like the same 20-ish, 30-ish people who voice act or dub over everything. As far as anime goes, anyways. And
Yeah,
there's not much variety, so some of these voices are just miss like horribly. They just miss.
sorry, you said sub at first, so you meant dub.
I meant dub.
Okay.
Okay, if I did say sub, yeah, I meant dub.
Okay, so you mean most of the American voice
Most
actors.
American, yeah, it's a small community, American voice actors, especially for like animes and stuff.
No, I don't doubt it.
I don't.
Like we've grown a little bit recently, but like before as anime got as big as we were with the same voice actors.
Oh, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love Matthew Mercer and like
Mhm.
Mercer and all them.
Christopher Sabat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them all, but
Sean Schemmel.
you can tell when they're just phoning in it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it's like they didn't even bother to try to diversify it in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, are you really trying to voice act, or are we just bullshitting on this
Yeah.
just to earn the paycheck?
Let's see. Carnage
yeah.
says, so with that being said, if you would prefer whatever language you started out listening to anime. That can be true, but I mean, you could also evolve as a person. Like I started with nothing but dub.
Yeah, no,
That's why there's a select handful of animes that I can only watch in dub.
hmm Like
But,
here's like my best example of why I like subbed over dub most times. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
We would not know the actual stand names if we watched it in dub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's because they use musicians as the names of the stands,
Exactly.
which
And
we can't do here.
Yeah,
they
we
can
can't-
get away with it over there.
they can get
Yeah,
but we wouldn't
we
know
can't
that.
get away with
Yeah,
it.
we wouldn't
here.
know it, and we wouldn't have some of those musical references and stuff here,
Mhm.
and we would not have the famous line "Zawaldo"
Mhm.
from Dio. You know?
Right. What's funny is even when you're watching the subtitles will change the name still. They will
Yeah.
still change the names, but you can clearly hear the name being said in Japanese.
Yeah, I think Narancha was from Golden Wind was the funniest
Hmm.
because you can clearly hear him say Aerosmith, and then at the bottom, Little Bomber.
How does that translate? Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Seraph. Sorry, Seraph. Would said he would legit never listen to Dragon Ball ever in sub, and I agree because I'm the same way. I just can't. That's why when Super came out,
Hmm.
it took me years before I finished it because they took such a long break in the dubbing. They
Yes.
dubbed like the first. I don't even
I
know.
was surprised how long they took for that
They
dub.
took a while. They dubbed a certain half, and I don't know if they like lost the rights to dub it. I
Mhm.
think they eventually got it back if that was the case, and that's when they finished. But it took forever, dude, and that's why it took me forever to watch it because I can't watch it in sub. I tried.
Still been 5 years since.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like another thing that really like cemented why I really like subbed over dubbed sometimes. Have you seen The Eminence and Shadow?
I have not, but I was actually looking into it today. I think that's going to be my next one.
Okay, like there is a specific line the character says for one of like his moves, and it's the line is "I am atomic." That's all it is. Somehow the dub fucked that up.
Okay.
Like uh, I I would show you, but I don't know. I don't know if we have a way to show them.
Probably not.
No, but like they when he says the word atomic, they kind of use a synthesizer in a way, and like he whispers the line, and it like sends like it kind of sends shivers down your spine is what it's supposed to be. And the dub they just say the line.
Right.
They don't synthesize it. They don't like whisper the line. They don't like do anything with the line. He just says, "I am atomic."
Right. Another thing is, I know it's not the dub's fault all the time. You know, since Japanese animation is made for Japanese voices,
Yes.
when we get the footage and we're dubbing over, there's certain mouthings in the animation that we have to follow. So sometimes you have to change certain words or elongate certain words and all that.
Here's the funny thing about that.
So,
When he says the line "I am atomic," it's in
Mhm.
English.
Oh, really?
It is 100% in English. So it's not even like you know, like a dubbing type issue because the character says the line in English. They just didn't do anything with the line when they got it for the dub. So I'm just like, why?
Right?
It's so much more boring like this.
It happens, dude.
I'm just like, and that's I understand the dub why they do that sometimes.
Mhm.
They have to change certain lines because, well, like a short sentence or sorry, a long sentence can sometimes be uh, condensed into a few words for in Japanese,
Oh, yeah.
and then you have to dub that whole sentence and shorten it into to fit those lips.
Hmm.
So yeah, I get it. There ain't no problem with that. But I'm just gonna call it out. When you do a line bad, you did a line bad. You
Oh,
didn't
for
do
sure.
anything with it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Dang, dude, it's always with you. I always lose my train of thought.
You were talking about how the voices don't sync up sometimes, so they have to shorten them.
Yeah, that. Okay, and just voice matching. Now, uh, when you hear an anime in sub,
Mm-hmm.
like we were talking about with Dragon Ball Z, with Goku's VA,
Mm-hmm.
there's such an extreme difference sometimes. You remember Prison School? You remember watching it in Japanese?
Yes.
You remember the bigger character? I forget his name.
I always forget his name too, but yes, I get.
But he had kind of a deep voice. It fit the actual character. It fit the animation of that character. Now, in the English dub, which I've heard, unfortunately, he sounds like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
He sounds like,
and it does not make. Why would you go to that extreme? You can hear it. Why not try and just like pitch, like match his pitch?
like, and even at that,
it's
why did
horrible.
you go Golem voice? That's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
For such a big, large character, why did you go a Golem voice? If you wanted it to sound more like lower tone, why didn't you use like a female type voice actor
Mm-hmm.
and either pitch her up or pitch her down? that's my question. Why did you just use a male voice actor and then have them do a Golem voice? It makes no sense to
It
me.
doesn't. He literally, if y'all want to look this up, just look up Prison School on YouTube, uh, sub versus dub. You might find it, but if not, there's definitely clips out there, and you can see it. It's just a horrible, it's a horrible transition from sub to dub,
Yeah, no.
and that's one of the reasons I dislike sub.
Yeah, no, it's. I
I
just
dislike dub. I think I said sub again.
use it. I want to. I like when you're in the booth. I just want to know what the director's telling you half the time
Right.
about these characters. And then, like, we even had a friend who tried to argue how the voice was funny, and I did. It was not funny.
It was not. The show itself is funny. It's meant to be funny. It's meant to be
What's
fan servicey.
Yeah, no, and like the characters are supposed to. I think the point of it, why it's funny, is the characters take everything extremely seriously, while everything else is out of the ordinary. And so they took these characters who are very like take things very serious in a very serious tone, and they just turned them into just tried to make them look like idiotic jokes when they already do that themselves
Right.
by doing these weird voices and stuff like that. And I just
Yeah. It's overselling.
it's
and,
overselling.
and it can ruin it.
Yeah.
And it did for that dub. Anyways, it
Mhm.
ruins it horribly.
Yeah, no, and I think his name was actually Andre or something like
I
that.
think it was.
But yeah, no, they like completely ruined that character, who was in my mind was supposed to be kind of like a deeper tone and a big
Mhm.
guy, but in context, he's more of a I like to be dominated type person,
Mhm.
so more submissive type person.
Yeah. Yeah. That's his kink.
Yeah.
In the show and in the books.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, you know what? Here, I kind of dropped some stuff over here. All right, so this is what we're talking about right here. It's Prison School. It's
I'm
it's a
glad you
manga
grabbed.
series.
I'm glad you grabbed the most safest cover.
Yeah, the safest cover. I don't know so much for the back, but
No, that's a lot tamed than I know the other cover is.
oh yeah, I can't show the other cover to the next book, but that's the series we're talking about. And man, they just really do. I believe his name is Andre. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Right?
they really they did a disservice to his voice in the English dub.
Yeah. You know, I don't have a problem with, the when dubs do some fun things with like again, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They actually used old typey English when they did their dub.
Mhm.
And I thought that was really, kind of fun and aesthetically pleasing. But again, I still prefer the sub more than that.
Right.
Just because I love how they scream out, the stand names and such like
Mhm.
that. Because a lot of them, I know from the dub, kind of fail on that point. I don't know what it is about dub voice actors, and some of them just not really giving their whole voice into yelling when doing
Right.
You noticed that,
Yes.
right? Okay, I'm not the only one.
It's less. It sometimes feels less passionate when you're hearing the dub version. Like
Right.
there's not that passion there.
Yeah, like they're just really screaming to the
Mhm.
mic. And-
Sean does a good job of that.
Mhm.
Voice actor for Goku, he does a great job of that. He will. Is that you?
Yeah, that was
Okay. I was like, what is that?
yeah, my phone
Sean.
buzzed over here.
He definitely. You can tell he gives his all when he's in the booth.
Mhm.
Christopher Sabat as well. You can tell. You can just hear it in the voice. Like they're really giving it 100%.
They love their characters.
Yeah.
They love these characters, and I don't think they would want to do any sort of disservice to them.
Well, I mean, they've done these characters for so long already.
Well, isn't the Vegeta voice actor?
Christopher Sabat.
Yeah, Christopher Sabat newer than. Yeah, was he? He wasn't the original, was he?
I don't know. He wasn't because
Yeah.
even in Dragon Ball Super, they do the episode where Vegeta gets cloned by that little weird monster.
Yeah.
And so the original voice actor for Vegeta comes back, and then Christopher Sabat's Vegeta's there
Yeah.
fighting him. So that was pretty fun to experience that.
Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, have you watched all of DBZ Abridged
No, you mean by Team 4-Star?
by Team 4-Star?
This is not a sponsorship.
This is not a sponsor. But like, what apparently the voice actors for Goku and Vegeta, they always get fans of the Team 4-Star to get them to actually say the lines from the abridged just for fun.
Hmm.
And they say they love the abridged just as much as anybody
Yeah.
else.
I know Sean has had some opinions about the abridged stuff before. Uh, to sum up, he's not like a huge fan because
Right.
he felt it's taking a character he loves and it's kind of just making a mockery of it. And I understand that, but there's always going to be like a place in the anime fandom for the abridged series,
Yeah.
like Attack on Titan, the abridged series
Mhm.
that didn't last long, also by Team 4 Star, I believe, is hilarious. I love that thing, and I quote that thing all the time.
I quote DBZ abridged, and I quote Sword Art Online abridged,
Mhm.
because that shit is hilarious.
I have not seen that.
Like, go watch SAO abridged. They literally fix everything that is wrong about SAO. Again, I'm just gonna say it just to piss everybody off. Just SAO sucks.
I haven't seen it, but I haven't seen it because I don't want to see it. It doesn't look interesting to me.
It's so boring.
Hmm.
Like, and then like the plot has so many holes in it. Like,
Yeah,
how would you feel if the main villain forgot why he was doing anything, and that was his explanation to you?
I don't know, dude.
Exactly.
It kind of seems kind of lazy.
Exactly. That's how it pretty much is. It's just like, why did you trap all these people and just let them die? I don't remember. The fuck you mean?
Dude, that's lazy writing.
Oh my
Or
god.
maybe they were trying to make that villain unique in some way.
It was not.
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen it, so I can't put in my 2 cents. I just know that I've never wanted to watch it.
Oh man.
Not for any particular reason. It never looked interesting to me, so I never watched it.
I don't recommend it to anybody. And somehow he had Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess so. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
Like, oh my god, and like, yeah, I'd say like go watch the abridged more than the original, because it just, not only do they fix the problems that the big plot holes for SAO, they
Mhm.
make fun of it. Because like they even actually gave the main villain like a reason for the things he did,
Mhm.
while also making a joke out of that line.
Okay.
Like he's like I don't remember. They're like, for real? He goes, no. What kind of stupid crap would that be?
Oh my god, dude, that's great.
So yeah, they do a good service to SAO.
Oh man, but crap, dude, I really hate you. It's only when you're around.
Is it my voice? Is it just that soothing me, or what's going
No.
on here?
I don't know about
You get
soothing.
lost into my
I
eyes?
guess so. We gotta quit looking at each other. Give me them doe eyes.
Oh man.
Oh, so like you said before, we don't stand on either side of the line when it comes to sub and dub. Me personally, I think whatever you like is good enough. I don't think you have to like sub. I don't think you're a fake anime lover if you don't listen in sub or if you listen in dub. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think whatever you like, whatever gets you watching anime, regardless of English, Japanese, Korean, Spanish, because English and Japanese aren't the only two languages. Popular series will have like 4 or 5 different. I'm sorry. Popular
I
animes.
heard that too. I thought it was the cat.
They have like 4 or 5 different dubs.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually always like Portuguese, Spanish, Korean, and then
Mhm.
there's more. I think whatever you want to listen to it in is absolutely perfect for you, as long as you're watching anime.
Yeah, no, and I get it, because we have. There's people like me and you, hardcore anime watchers, who've watched for a very long time. Again, we've unlocked our Sharingan. We can watch it and read it at the same time.
Oh,
Half
for
the
sure.
time, I can look away and still understand what's going on and being said. Because
Mhm.
again, I've picked up certain phrases and words. But like, I get it for some people who, even more recent watchers, why they prefer dubs and stuff like that. It's a lot easier. You don't have to focus as hard,
Mhm.
especially if you're one of those people that can't focus like on one thing at a time. You have to kind of do, you like multitasking.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just like Evolving Carnage says dub while playing games and watching anime, subs when you can actually focus on it.
Exactly. And
And that's pretty much true, yeah.
yeah, no, and I again, I would never have a problem with that, whether you watch it subbed or dubbed. I will definitely tell you if you're up for it, what animes are definitely better in subbed if you ever get the chance.
Mm-hmm.
I say if you really like JoJo, you should definitely watch it subbed, especially when you get to part 4, which is Diamond is Unbreakable, because then you get a better stand names.
Right.
Bites the Dust.
Killer Queen, yeah, all those good ones.
See that's why I love. I've seen the dub for the voice actor, and he doesn't do a bad job on the line. But I so much prefer when you hear Killer Queen bites the dust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, he doesn't do a bad job on the line, so it's not too bad. But I love the sub, just because of how much emphasis he puts on the dust.
Right. I think that just comes down to individuality. Like,
yeah, that's
within the voice actor.
Oh yeah,
themselves.
that's personal me, and I've seen the dub, and it's really not that bad. I love it,
Yeah.
but if you get the chance, do go watch it subbed because it's really well done. And for anybody who argues that one side is better than the other, you're not right.
I mean, you're not. You're more than welcome to have your own opinion, but at the end of the day, that's just it. It's an opinion, just like this. It's an opinion.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
It's our opinion that we share with you guys out there, and if you have your own, I mean, let us hear it. If you have a strong argument that you feel needs to be heard as to why dub is better than sub or vice versa, I mean, I would be glad to hear it. But ultimately, I'm still on my side, which is whatever you want to listen to it in. If you want to listen to it in Spanish and you don't speak or know Spanish, I mean, go ahead. It's whatever is pleasant to the ear. As long as you're watching, I really don't care what you're listening to it in.
I've even recently gotten in but besides anime, this is a side talk, that I've really gotten into some of the K-dramas on Netflix, and I don't even watch those in the American dubs that they have. I straight up go to the subs because I'm just so used to it at this point. I don't know if you've seen any of those, but like some of them are actually pretty decent.
I definitely have. One I did have a problem with was oh man, I forget the name right now. Something of the Immortal King. It was the Chinese anime.
I know exactly.
Something of the Immortal King. I can't remember the full title, but I really have a hard time listening to it in Chinese. It just doesn't vibe right with the ear. I mean, because I mean, like you, I've listened to K-dramas and I've seen animes in Korean. Because Korea is starting to expand into the anime territory now.
Yeah.
So I've heard them.
Really good animation,
and it sounds nice, but something about just the Chinese Chinese subbing or dubbing, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't sit right with my ear, so it's hard for me to watch it.
Again,
Daily Life of the Immortal King.
There you go.
I knew I'd remember.
Yeah, I know which one exactly what you're talking. Yeah,
he says Evolving Carnage. Right as I guessed it, he helped me out there.
Yeah, no, I think I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes of that, and I get what you mean too. But again, I think that has more to do that we just aren't used to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's again like Carnage said earlier. It's kind of what you like grew up listening to or what you're used to. Like, and I'm not used to Chinese subbing just yet.
I think the best example is like when me and you go out of Texas anywhere for vacation, and people quickly pick up that we're Texan.
Especially in California, they know. They know fast.
I think I've never actually had it as hard whenever I say y'all, because apparently that doesn't exist anywhere else.
Yeah, apparently it's strictly almost strictly a Texas thing, with maybe neighboring states doing the same.
Yeah, no, but like when we went to California, like people gave me weird looks when I said y'all. They're like, "What the fuck? What is that?" And I was like, "Y'all? What do you mean?
You all, y'all. That's what that means. It's a mashup."
And I know we don't hear it, but we have some Texas accents too, because we got it. Because people could just nail us down right away.
I guess so, yeah. Because they have pinpointed me plenty of times. Texas? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know why you want to know, but yeah. Is it that obvious?
I think I got the weirdest question too. Was always like, "Does everybody there carry a gun?"
I have been asked if we go to saloons and we still ride on horses.
I've heard that one.
This is the 2020s, man. We weren't even doing that in the 90s. I can't speak for anything beyond that because I'm a 90s baby.
Oh my god.
But I'm sure we weren't doing it in the 60s or 70s or 50s either.
The other question I always get is it really flat dirt out up there? And I'm like, well, no, but yes.
Depends on where you live.
Yeah.
Here, you can watch your dog run away for a week straight and still go get him.
I was like, tumbleweeds are still a thing, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not our fault. It's not like we said tumbleweeds are ours. That's Texas.
Yeah.
It just gets so hot. The weeds dry out. And you got a tumbleweed.
Yep. I was like, just
wait.
wait till you get a haboob. And I'm like, what?
Oh yeah.
Just like it's just a giant wall of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and then it'll literally turn outside from day to night.
Mm-hmm. It makes everything brown.
I was like, and then you're just gonna be tasting dirt for the next week.
Yep.
Because it's still in the air. I like how you licked your lips.
Made me dry. Made my mouth dry just thinking about it. Dude, it's so dry here.
Oh, I hate it.
Oh, it's worse when we go to other places like California when you're near the ocean and it's so humid. Because then you're just like sweating nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a drastic climate change.
Oh man, wait! Like I don't know. Have you ever been to Florida?
No.
Oh man,
Planning on it this year.
I went to Florida, and like I was at Disney World with my family,
Mm-hmm.
and I was sweating so hard. I looked so hot and miserable that this little old white lady went and bought one of those fans that spray water. She says, "Here you go."
Oh my god, dude.
Oh man, I was just like, thanks. I guess I looked completely miserable.
I guess so. I mean, you'd have to be if a complete stranger is buying you a little fan.
Yeah, no, like other weathers, the humidity just kills out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I already sweat a lot in general, anyways. But anytime I go anywhere else that has like that humidity right on top of it, it's just like 10 times worse.
It's awful, dude, because I'll go and I'll shower at the hotel and then get ready to go out. And then as soon as I leave the house, I go from being nice and cool to just hot and sweaty all over again.
I will say, though, you were lucky. You were not there in California when they broke record temperatures.
Oh, when it reached like 115 or something?
Yeah, we were in the 126s, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
over there. Like, it was like you could literally cook anything you wanted on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I did not go that year. And I'm glad I didn't.
It was like so miserable. Like I saw people in full body cosplays walking to the convention, and I was just like, "Oh, you gotta hate life right now." It's like I know you don't want to be wearing that because of how hot it is, but you spent so long putting that together. It's not like you're not gonna wear that.
Yeah. Yeah, you really got to give it up for cosplayers, like the dedication. And if I could do it, if I was talented enough to do it, I'd be doing it too.
I mean, all it is really just practice. Though.
Yeah, and there's a couple of easy ones I could definitely do, but I just don't. But really got to hand it to them, and they're definitely going to be the topic of a future episode.
Oh yeah, no, we gotta find some
Oh
cosplayers
yeah,
to
because
join
we
us.
just got to explore that whole side of the community.
Yeah, no. But again, closing on the sub versus dub argument over here. Again, if you guys like anything that you think is way better in subbed or dubbed, let us know. Because again, I'll rewatch animes just to watch the dub, just to see what it's like. Because I'm always curious, and I don't mind rewatching some animes. I still rewatch some like I know people who rewatch One Piece. That still blows my mind. But yeah, I go back and watch. I like to go back and rewatch Eye Shield, and I'm still sad that is the one anime that never got a dub, especially being focused on American football. You would think it would have done so well in a dub sense over here.
Yeah.
And again, if you guys like some of Root's stuff.
Seraph's being creepy. He says, cosplayers. Of course, he's talking about the males.
Oh, obviously. No.
Obvious.
He's talking about the traps.
Traps.
The traps.
And the femboys.
And the femboys, yeah.
Bro, I have been fooled, and I have not been mad about it. Like, you are You deserve to be that pretty.
Oh, I
If you're
can't.
that pretty that you fooled me,
Yeah, no, I
it's
believe
my fault.
one of our friends sent me this person and like full cosplay. I
Mhm.
was like, she's cute. That's a guy. He's cute. What was the argument here?
It's still cute. It doesn't matter.
I was like that. I could never look like that.
He said all of them doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yep.
I was like you. I was like I understand what I go in when I go to conventions or see people
Mhm.
online. I am 100 expecting that is possibly a man under there,
Mhm.
but I accept it because damn it, if they look that good, then they got the whole world beat.
Yeah.
I can never beat them in their game.
I wish I looked that good.
Right?
I would look like a horrible drag queen if I tried to dress up as nice as that. Makeup and everything. I would look like I was just a beginning drag queen.
Hey, you know what? You
Like,
get
I
the
do not
you
have the
find
skill.
if you find someone to teach you right how to look like a good drag queen, you could pull it off. I bet.
Mhm. No, probably.
Some of them don't even just shave their beards too; they just leave it. So you could just flow and go out like
Oh,
that.
let's do it. I need to keep the beard. It lines my face so that I don't look like one mash of chin. So this ain't going nowhere.
Oh yeah, no, we'll definitely have to get a cosplayer up here and
Mhm.
definitely talk about the cosplay world because there's so many aspects of it.
Oh, for real. For sure.
It's so compared to when we were younger, you know, all we had was the one form of cosplay, and that was like Jessica Negri at the time,
Mhm.
and now that has evolved just completely beyond that point.
Oh yeah, for sure. I forget his name, and I hate myself for forgetting it. But he usually does the Dio cosplay and some others so
Yes,
well.
I know exactly who you're talking
And I
about.
think in 2019 when we went, he was there live.
Yes.
I wanted to go and grab a picture with him, but he was just crowded by people that I didn't even go. One Punch Man was better as sub, in my opinion. English version did not capture the. Yes, exactly. Exactly. That was Evolving Carnage, and I agree wholeheartedly.
I have seen them both subbed in them,
Mhm.
and I do agree. I do prefer the sub over that one.
Yeah, it's just like we were saying earlier. It's the intensity. It's like the passion,
Yeah,
and it's not to say that American VAs are bad, because American VAs are also taking direction from people behind the glass. You need to raise your voice more. You need to be more high pitched.
mhm.
So they can only do so much.
Yeah, you can only do what a director tells you to,
Mhm.
and it like with Matt Mercer when he played Jotaro, he went as much all out as he could for that role.
Mhm.
He understood who that character was, and there
Right.
was no way he could mess that up. So luckily, he did that role as good as you could do it.
Yeah, and I mean it's a pretty major role.
Mm-hmm.
Like JoJo's weird in the fact that the main character always changes.
Yes.
You don't have the same main character. The first main character lasts for half of the first season
Yeah.
until you get the second main character. But yeah, so JoJo, at least Jotaro anyways, he's a pretty long standing one. Like
Mm-hmm.
he lives in the series a pretty good chunk of it.
Yeah. No, he's there till what we have currently,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, all past JoJos are gonna officially be gone, and we'll have the rebooted universe type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like they had no choice but to put a big name actor for Jotaro, and luckily he doesn't do. It doesn't sound too phoned in.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like he's actually putting a lot of effort into this character, especially when it's a character where you got to be screaming a lot for most of the time.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with the expressions because One Punch Man, Saitama, he always goes dumb and he has the egghead. And he's like,
Yeah.
it's you can't replicate the same when you're dubbing over.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can say the same thing, but it just doesn't hit or fit like as well as it does in its native language.
Right. And I understand the difference for some of those, and I get that. It's hard when Americans, our vowels are A-E-I-O-U,
Mhm.
and that is not the same for Japan. They elongate words and stuff like that compared to what we do. Or like Spanish speakers, they roll the R's.
Mhm.
It would totally hit different no matter where
Oh, for sure.
you're subbing and dubbing. So like a lot of characters don't have that same impact that you would from just the original source material.
Mhm.
It's like the Dio. I do not think Dio hits as hard as he does in the dubbed version. He hits a lot harder in the sub.
Yeah.
Here's what's funny. I don't know if you looked up the new Ganondorf's like voice actors for there was a screaming line that got leaked all over TikTok,
Mhm.
and they showed all the different dubs. And I swear to you, like France was like the only one who really hit that hard, and like everybody else felt like really lackluster. And I was like, dang, the French are just hitting this line like they knew what this character was.
Yeah.
Even the Japanese dub did a lot much better than what some of the other ones. English we did subpar, but not as
Mhm.
bad as the Spanish. Like the Spanish dub was just like surprisingly very high and not as deep as you would expect for a buff Ganondorf that we
Mhm.
currently got.
It happens, man. It's just difference in language,
Yeah,
really.
oh no, it's 100%
Mhm.
different language, accents.
Yeah.
The way you pronounce words. Like I still have trouble with like I hear the Japanese words, I know the Japanese words, but I cannot speak them because of the way we're taught to speak words over here.
Right.
We're
Especially with the most famous example of that is like the R's
oh
in Japan.
yes,
Their R's sound like the way they have to position their mouth. The
mm,
R sound comes out sounding like an L to the
yes,
American ear, and so that it's very difficult because with us it's reversal. If you want to sound fluent, if you want to sound like you know what you're talking about, you have to make your R, that hard R, more like an L sound. You're still saying the R, but it comes out more like an L,
hmm
and so it's pretty difficult. And that's one of the things I've learned, as I continue to practice Japanese and all that.
yeah. No, it's definitely just again definitely the way that we're taught to speak and
Hmm.
accent certain words, S's, T's, R's, stuff like that. Japanese they focus on different types of syllables. Like you have the like words where it has multiple of the same letters. You have to accent that long letter,
Hmm.
and if you don't, you're saying the word wrong. So yeah, no, I get it. There's a lot of difference that goes into it, and why it can really affect when you're dubbing it for the English.
Yeah.
Because I'd have no doubt that it's really hard most of the time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I give props to any dubber, whether you're a English dubber, Spanish dubber. I mean, it still takes a certain amount of talent. It's not just walking in a booth, grabbing your mic, and you start speaking.
Yeah, no,
There's more to it than that.
like I could tell you now. I know me and you have tried doing Vegeta and Goku type voices just for fun in the mirror. Like that takes years of practice to get that good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I
Or I mean, just natural talent that we don't have.
natural talent too.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I give it props to any dubber who's out there. I just wish we had a more diverse cast, and I know why we don't. I know why we don't. It's money. It's why not have one person do 20 voices compared to 20 voices doing one. Doing
Mm.
it for those 20 people. Why not just save the money? Just pay the one person.
Yeah.
And I get it, and I understand why it exists. I I just wish we had more of a variety, for bigger roles to say, hey, let somebody else take the reins on a character like this.
Hmm.
We've already heard the Matt Mercer voice 25 times over. We know what he sounds like. Let's shake it up, give it a different type of voice to go with this character.
Right.
So I get it. I get it. Money problems, finding the talent, finding the these new, I would say, life, I guess, and to
Mm.
bring into the world, and not only just to be one good voice, but to be a voice for multiple characters,
Right.
and that's what really dictates a lot of it.
Hmm. Another thing is, I mean, the American VA community is small, like I've said before. Like these guys also, they off of they live off of voice acting.
Yes.
So I understand they get a little hesitant sometimes. When new talent comes in, because like you're potentially taking jobs from them.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're starting out, if you're just starting out, you're not making much, like at all. Like we're talking, your diet is probably cup noodles or just ramen.
I don't like you're living that starting actor salary life. You're
Hmm.
living with 5 roommates, eating nothing but bread and ramen.
Yeah, it's hard to break into the industry as is, but even when you do, there's not a big payout for it.
Yeah, and then even at that, everybody's eyes are on you.
Hmm.
Everybody, like I can understand that. Like it's not an easy thing, and I personally even as someone who's like me, who just likes to tell people to fuck off most of the time, would even be like nervous with all fucking eyes on me, wondering if I'm just gonna flop out of this or continue on with it.
Right.
You know, it's high pressure, high living. You know, and people are gonna be on your ass. Like not even just the voice actor community. Fans are
Oh
just
yeah.
gonna be on your ass if you
Mhm.
do any disservice to any type of character. Twitter's just gonna blow up on you.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory.
Mhm. It's all a part of the job.
Like
If you do a bad job, you're gonna hear about it.
I mean,
Like
look.
people relentlessly.
Here's the perfect example. Look at the Lilo and Stitch controversy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that horrible casting that they did, and look how quickly they're fixing it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
fan bases have a lot of power.
well, I mean,
Sometimes.
Sonic is the other good example. Look how quickly they said, pull that movie back off that shelves. We're going back. We're fixing that today.
Yep, going back to storyboard. We can't put that out.
Oh man, so like fans, scary and sadly to say, have a lot of power.
Yeah. But luckily, not so much in the anime community.
For now, when they don't have a lot of power in the anime community for now.
Yeah.
At least when we speak, I only speak for the dub side. They have no power over the Japanese side.
Yeah, I speak for Americans only because they've tried to make it happen. They've tried to ship Midoriya and Bakugo from My Hero.
Oh,
they've tried to ship them so hard they threatened to cancel the show and all this other stuff.
Threatening the mangaka and
and the mangaka just came out and said, "Well, you could try, but it's my work. It's my art. It's my story.
Like
you're not going to get your way. It's going to be my way."
They give zero fucks about what we think. So
you could just stop watching if you don't like it.
Yeah, if you don't like it,
and they don't. They continue to watch.
Yep.
They're just Americans are crybabies.
Yeah, no, like
if we don't get our way, we cry about it.
Oh yeah, like I always think it's funny anytime like one of the mangaka releases art of their characters and Twitter just blows up on them. Just oh man, and they're just like, and I don't care. Here's some more art.
It's and I mean, why should you care? It's your art.
Yeah,
you created this thing. You created the artwork. Most of the times, you've created all the scripts. This is yours. Like, why should you listen to anyone else? Why should you change it? You're clearly doing a good job.
Yep.
Why would you change for somebody else?
Yeah, no. We as Americans have no power over anybody over there.
Yeah.
We have some power for our side of things because we're very what is the right word? Politically motivated, I guess, or socially motivated.
Yeah.
One of those words. But not as much over there. They could give less of a fuck about what we think about the world. They're doing their job.
Yeah. But with that being said, I think that's where we're going to end it today. Sum up, whether you like sub or dub, it doesn't matter. It's all correct. Try not to hate on people who prefer dub, I would say. I mean, 'cause maybe they can't, keep up with the action and the subtitles at the same time. They haven't had enough practice or enough watching hours. So definitely go easy on these people. And Seraph points to himself like, me, I'm the one who watches dub because I can't keep up. And it's all good, man. It's all about just respect.
Respect what everybody likes,
And that's a big thing in the anime community, which is why we love the anime community.
Yeah,
I love it. Like, it's so accepting, and there's, like we've said in the past, there's a few toxic fan bases in there, but overall,
without the dub voice actors that we have, we wouldn't have anime in general. It's just that simple. We wouldn't have anime over here. So we got to give it credit because, without both the sub and the dub, we would not have the anime community and world that we have today.
Yep, that is true. I was about to say that is correct.
That is correct. Can confirm for all my Letterkenny fans,
which I am, and Seraph as well. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it there, guys. As always, thank you for watching. If you've liked what you heard and you're not already following, go ahead and throw us a follow. It's always free to follow.
And if you're on YouTube, subscribe.
Right. Once again, shout out to Blood by Design for providing music. They They always, man, I always get. I want to recommend it so bad, but I know not everyone loves heavy music. So.
Yeah, no, not everybody's a heavy metal fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, check it out at least a little bit.
Yeah, maybe you might like it. You might find something out about yourself. Maybe try watching an anime in dub.
You'll
If
have-
you're strictly sub, you might like it.
You may have your awakening. You never know.
Yeah. Or try watching sub. You know, either way, just give things a shot every now and then, guys. With that being said, I think that's where we're going to end it
Yes, sir.
right at this moment. Once again, Gambit. We got Emilio, the hentai guy. Remember, guys, stay anime. We love you, and we'll see you next time.
And to think that I was born this day beneath the sword of my enemy. And with the final breath I curse your name. But Thaddeus, so slow I have been slain. And to think that I was born this day beneath the sword of my enemy. And with the final breath I curse your name. But Thaddeus, so slow I have been slain. And to think that I was born this day beneath the sword of my enemy. And with the final breath I curse your name. But Thaddeus, so slow I have been slain.